Well, welcome to the podcast, Jared Reed.
No, thanks.
President of Rush Nation.
That's right. Appreciate the offer to come on, and excited to chat and get it rocking and rolling.
Yeah. You want to pull that mic this way a little bit. So you've been the president for 3 years.
This is year 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
How's that going so far?
It's been interesting. I've been out here for 6 total years and started in another role within the team, and actually left for 10 months, took a bit of I'll call it a sabbatical. Was still working within the same company that owns the team, and moved out to Charlotte. And the opportunity came up to move back to Rapid and assume the president's job, and I jumped on it.
That was Michigan, right? You working or Kansas?
So it's kind of it's all been all over the place. Originally born and raised in Detroit.
Oh, okay.
And then moved out and lived in Kansas City for almost 10 years and bounced around in different spots. Found a home with a minor league hockey team down there. And that's where I met my boss, Todd, who oversees and runs our entire company now. And I left KC right before he did, went back to Michigan and was working in NASCAR. He left KC, came up to Rapid and called me and said, "You want to come out to the Black Hills and run this hockey team together?" And I go, "I have no idea where Rapid City is. I've heard Mount Rushmore." And he's like, "Well, you need to come out and see it." I'm like, "I'm all in. Let's do it." So, yeah, that was 6 years ago. And I don't want to say the rest is history, but still here.
Yeah. I read about that you worked in Michigan Speedway.
Yep.
That sounds sick.
It was very, very interesting. So I had grown up going to that track. And it's honestly in the middle of nowhere, Brooklyn, Michigan. 45 minutes south of Jackson, 45 minutes west, my directions are correct, of Ann Arbor. And, I grew up going to that track and was a huge NASCAR fan. And, it rivaled the Big House in terms of capacity. And,
it's a 2-mile track, right?
Yep, it's a big track.
That's a big NASCAR track.
It is. It's the fastest one on the circuit that they don't run restrictor plates at. But it was 120,000, 115,000 people out there when I was going. And then when I went there to work, NASCAR was just in a very different time frame, and they had reduced capacity to 35,000, and it wasn't selling out. Now they've dropped a race too, but it was a lot of fun to work there. Worked with a lot of great people as well, and might even still be there if this opportunity didn't arise to come out to Rapid.
A lot of people know. A lot of people aren't too familiar with the ECHL, like how it all works.
It is very different, yes.
Yeah, so you want to give some context on how this works?
So the best way to describe it and explain it is using the baseball reference.
Right.
And, I'll even back up a little bit more. When the Rush first started 18 years ago, because we're in our 18th season right now, they were not in the ECHL. They were in a different league that was called the Central Hockey League at the time. That's where they won their championship in 2009. I hope I got that right. I'm pretty sure I did.
Close enough.
That was a very, very different league. And then in 2014, it was the 14-15 season is when the Central Hockey League folded and merged into the ECHL. The ECHL, in turn, I go back to the baseball reference, is the AA level.
Right.
So we do have an NHL affiliate.
That's minor league, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. So our NHL affiliate is the Calgary Flames. The American Hockey League, which is your AAA level, is the Calgary Wranglers, and then us down here in Rapid City. So I think at our highest point this year, we had 10, 11 guys under Calgary's control, and I say control, under contract by them, either on NHL contracts, 2A American League, and ECHL contracts.
So you're borrowing them?
We are, yes. So Calgary will, sign them in the off season or however it works out on their end, and then assign them down to us. So it's a little bit different in terms of how you're building your roster throughout the season. And I don't have a hand in that, right? Dave, our head coach and general manager, does all the player transactions. But just to kind of give you the overarching view, 30,000-foot Reader's Digest version of it is the best way I can describe it. And the ECHL doesn't actually stand for anything. It used to be called the East Coast Hockey League. Everybody, if you've been in hockey for a long time, still calls it the Coast or the East Coast League, but it actually hasn't stood for anything for a very long time because the league stretches. It's no longer an East Coast based hockey league. The league stretches from Portland, Maine, up to Three Rivers, Quebec, down to Fort Myers, Florida, and west out to South Lake Tahoe.
Well, it made it to South Dakota, so that's pretty far, man.
Correct. Yes. Yeah, it's all over the place now and continues to expand and grow too.
So Dave Smith.
Yes.
Brought Dave Smith on.
Yep. First year head coach, general manager of our team. Yep. Yeah. Signed him in the off season. Very, very different background than anything we've ever had in Rapid City before. 29, 30 years in Division I college athletics on the hockey side of things, obviously, and multiple stops from Bowling Green and Miami of Ohio and Mercyhurst and RPI and Canisius as well. And, we've enjoyed having Dave on board and continuing to stack wins and make the last minute playoff push.
How is it for Dave to, like, this would be a good question for Dave, but how is it for him to balance like Calgary and the Rapid City Rush? Like, it interferes with his coaching kind of.
So I wouldn't say interferes. So like he has structured his systems the same way that the Wranglers and the Flames all play too, from a power play perspective, from a penalty kills perspective, because you want that synergy up and down. And there's a lot of player movement in our league too. So when guys are sent down here, they're playing the same systems here as in when they go to the Wranglers and then go to the Flames too. But it does get tricky in terms of roster management and
right. Yeah.
And
like who you can play and who you can't.
Correct. It can get a little tricky sometimes, specifically on the goalie side of things, because the majority of our teams in our league have 2 affiliated goalies. But the majority of teams also carry 3, because you never know when an injury is going to happen or somebody gets called up and you need your backup. But he's done a tremendous job of balancing, and Calgary also understands that, hey, we need to win here in Rapid City. Yeah. And if tough decisions have to be made, tough decisions are made. But I'd say, all the guys that, are under Calgary contracts that are here in Rapid City right now are some of our best players too. So it makes it very easy.
Yeah, you got a good league this year. Got a good team.
Extremely talented on paper, right? I don't know when this thing's gonna air, but
I'm gonna try and have it out tomorrow,
okay.
Thursday. So.
Okay, so if it goes out tomorrow or whatever, we are in the on a 6-game losing streak right now, which is unfortunate. Just bad injuries and bad bounces, and sometimes it just happens. But on paper, the roster is very, very talented, and we're stacked.
It's only 6 games. That's like, if this weekend they came ahead, we'd be good to go, right?
Correct. And, the way our schedule lines up the rest of the year is we're playing all the teams that we're chasing in the standings too. So,
okay.
Just stacking wins and getting points is very, very crucial for this time of year.
I do got to ask. I've been waiting to ask you this. Like, so that night we were in the box.
Yeah.
And Granite Automotive had a box. I worked there. We went there, and every time, like, I've talked to so many people in the Black Hills over the years, and I know it's not like 100% your guys' fault, but everybody, even like their kids, ask, when are they gonna fight? And then they get in the way of, like, it's is it the officials stepping in too soon, or is it the NHL with new standards of fighting, or is it you guys wanting to pertain to families?
No. Here, I guess the only way I can describe this, and I might go on a tangent here.
Yeah, we want some violence, man.
There's only 2 times people stand up during a hockey game, is when there's a goal and when there's a fight. And we all love the tough stuff too. Our crowd loves it. Our fans love it. Our players love it. It helps sell beer and merchandise and more tickets to the next game. And at the end of the day, this is a business. Do we go out there and condone it? Not necessarily.
Right.
But some of the times are the linesmen and the officials jumping in too early? Yeah, maybe. But it's also like some of these, like, old school days, back when I was reffing, is like guys would be jawing at each other, and you could tell them, be like, either knock it off and shut up, or actually go fight.
That's instigating, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Because isn't instigating like a rule?
There is an instigator penalty. Okay. If one guy jumps another player who might not be willing to fight or didn't want to fight, and they start throwing, and he's going to get an extra 2 minutes for that. But a lot of these guys just want to say their piece and talk a little trash, and then then they get really tough when the linesman steps in and tries to settle it down too. So, but no, it's it's a part of hockey, right? It's why it's the greatest sport out there. Is
That's why it's fun.
exactly if you got a if you got a beef with somebody or maybe one of their guys hit your top score, you can drop the gloves, go to center ice, and settle it. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just read also that there was a rule about 10 fight per season.
Correct.
10-part rule or
Yeah.
something.
So that came into effect a couple years ago. So
Was that you guys are NHL?
no, it's across it's our
thing.
league. Yep,
Okay.
our league. So once a player hits 10 fights, on their 11th fight, they get suspended for a game. And every fight after that, and once they hit, I think it's 15. The next fight they have after that is a 2-game suspension.
Oh, so it's only a game?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like a season.
No.
Oh.
No. Yep. Yeah. Just one game. So
That's not so bad.
No.
You could be taken out for 10 fights.
10 fights in a lot of years, or in one season, is a lot. We had an individual on our team who got there last year, and now he's moved on. He's in the American League on a one-way contract, and still beating the crap out of guys in that league now too, and doing really, really well with it.
Yeah. So hockey, like back in the day, did they used to just hire goons to fight?
I think the game has evolved. Specifically in the minor leagues, you had 3, 4, 5 guys that were heavy and tough and could throw them. You look at the NHL and where that has gone. Your fourth line used to just be, I don't want to call them meatheads, but guys that could just fight, right? And now it's kind of transitioned more or less into, you got to be able to play too, right? Now you're looking at the guys that they can put up 100, 120 penalty minutes, get 7, 8, 9, 10 fights a year, and they're also scoring 15 goals.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're a dime a dozen, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's like that movie Goon.
Based on a true story as well. You got Goon, you got Slapshot, you got some of the other ones out there too, right? They're incredible movies, and there is a lot of truth behind it too.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Goon, you got to check that one out.
Doug Glatt,
So good.
he's something.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen it in so long either, but he's just like getting his ass beat.
Yeah,
Like,
they pulled him out. He was a bouncer at a bar, Doug the Thug, and they pulled him out, put him on skates, and he was the toughest guy in the league. Nobody could beat him.
that's so good. Recently, I gotta remember to keep this mic. Yeah, recently you guys signed 2 South Dakota athletes for the name, image, and likeness.
Yep.
And I guess it's like a new pioneering way for like colleges around here to get more involved and
It
move
is.
them up.
I mean, you see, Division II, which the South Dakota School of Mines is who we did our deal with, and not specifically with mines, but with the 2 individual athletes, Cole and Ivy.
Right.
And the whole college landscape has changed so much. I mean, you look at Alabama football's payroll, and it's like millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And we had this idea of how can we do that, locally here, and it led and it snowballed into such a bigger thing, not only with the athletes and Cole and Ivy and what they were doing for us, but with the whole night and the promotion behind the Black Hills Brawl, and us wearing School of Mines jerseys, the visiting team wearing Black Hills State jerseys, and I think when we go all in on a big promotion like that, we look at like every angle that we can attack it from, from not just from a jersey standpoint, but doing some NIL deals, which was the first in the history of the ECHL for a team to partner with athletes. And they're incredible, and look forward to keeping them on board and doing some more things with them next year.
So it's more opportunity for more college athletes.
You know what? It is.
Or no, that's a one-time
Yeah,
deal?
no. It's not a one-time thing.
Okay.
So it was the way it started is Dave Smith's wife, Susan, is she works at School of Mines, and she's in charge of like NCAA compliance. So we went to the athletic director, David Crum, over there, and it's like, hey, we have this idea. We have X amount of dollars, and here are the types of athletes that we are looking for that align with our brand, that are going to be great in the community for us, and that understand and get it.
Yeah.
And they gave us a list, and we interviewed a couple people, and then we want Cole, we want Ivy, let's rock and roll. And then people saw what they were doing, and we, everything, how they were, coming out to our games. We mic'd them up and put them on video. We hooked them up with swag. We had all this stuff. And now it's like, now we're getting more requests of like, hey, I want to do this. Hey, I want to do this. Hey, I want to do this. And I don't want to say we had some pretty strict guidelines for who we were going after and why we chose those two specific ones.
Yeah.
But now there are a few that are coming out of the woodworks now.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, more opportunity around here it's motivation.
100%. And it's an us for a way for us to give back to the athletes and connect us with the local colleges and line their pockets a little bit and have a little fun too with it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Marketing these players to South Dakota, like you guys have a really good production team. Like I was kind of scoping it out a little bit. It's really good for Rapid City, and you guys bring players to the community that just aren't names on a jersey. They're actually like getting more involved in, like how do you go about doing that? Because you used to do ticket sales also. So
yep,
this is like
it's a balancing act with the players because one, there's a lot of movement in our league. Whether it's movement up and down or movement laterally and getting traded or released or whatnot. So, while we have our core group of players that we, and some that live here full time now, we have and some that have been on the team for 2-3 years now that are recognizable that, people will know who they are.
Yeah.
We lean into them a little bit, but we have our Brett Davises and Ryan Wagners and Garrett Klotz, but the best thing that we have to market and showcase people is our brand and our logo, right? And that's been here for 18 years, and there's been a few changes throughout the years with it, but that is the most recognizable thing where it is tough with our players. If we run a massive marketing campaign for an upcoming promotion or something like that, and then the player gets traded, it becomes a little tough.
Right.
So when we lean into stuff, we do. We love our players, all of them. There's some we lean into more just because they, whether it's they've made their home here or, they've been on the team for 3-4 years. But, at the end of the day, we have our logo and our brand, and we have our mascot too, Nugget. So everybody knows who that thing is. And the donkey's just as involved as anybody. But
yeah,
you brought up the production and aspect of it. And because that's what our games are all about is an entertainment, right? Like at the end of the day, am I a hockey fan? Do I eat, sleep, and breathe and ride the highs and ride the lows of the wins and losses? Yes. But we have 36 games to provide entertainment. And the way we look at it is at the end of the day, we're in the entertainment business.
Yep.
And, 3/4 of the people that come to a game couldn't tell you what offside or icing is, right? They just want to have fun, have a couple drinks, maybe hopefully see a fight and a bunch of goals.
I mean, that's like most South Dakota. It's like,
correct.
I'm them. I'm that people, right? I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But I want to see violence.
Yes. And some of them can't even, couldn't recognize, our players out at the grocery store or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they know on a Friday or Saturday night here in Rapid City, they're going to, spend their hard-earned money and come out to a game and enjoy themselves and have fun. And we have 36 home games throughout the year, and we have 36 chances to entertain people and keep them coming back.
Yeah.
The analogy we always use is why 36 games have to be different is the circus analogy. When the circus comes to town for 10 days, right, week and a half, it is the same show all 10 times, all shows, right? The Tigers are going to do this. Tigers and the Lions and the Bears and the Trapeze, they're all going to do the same routine every single time.
Yeah.
That's why you only go to the circus once when it's in town. Where a hockey game, you never know what's going to happen, whether it's a big promotion, whether it's a big fight, that might be getting set up or whatever it may be. We got to entertain the fans differently all 36 games.
Yeah. I thought for the longest time that you guys were stopping fighting for families and stuff. But that
no.
That starts to alienate like hardcore hockey fans. Yeah. And we have hardcore Rush Nation hockey fans around here.
My God, do we ever. I've said this before, we're one of the smallest markets in the ECHL, but we are top 10 in terms of season tickets and in terms of sponsorship investment levels as well. And the season tickets is the most important thing, right? We have over 1,500 of them for a 5,100 seat arena, and they are the most passionate and the most diehard people and can tell you what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong, and they know every stat and you don't get that in a lot of markets in our league, and we are extremely fortunate and lucky to have such a strong fan base like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of hockey nerds around here.
There are.
I know
We
quite
love
a bit, and they talk to me about things and all the time. I got friends that lend me their season tickets once in a while, and I go. It's fun, but I have no idea what's going on. And then they're like, "Oh, did this person do this and did this person do this?" I'm like, "I have no idea. Sorry, man." They want insight. But I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
You can stream it online.
Yeah, so our league is every game is broadcasted. It's through Flow Sports, which I think they more or less have a monopoly on all the hockey leagues right now, and then they have a bunch of other sports that they broadcast. But where Flow Sports has been incredible for us, and it's super easy to access and watch games. There's paywall obviously to subscribe and watch it, but not only do you get the Rush, you get all the other, everything else that comes along on Flow's platform as well.
What about gambling? You guys do any
No.
You're not on any sort of platform or anything?
No, we can't. We it is there's very strict rules and regulations and policies from the league, from the NHL on down, that we have to sign, and we can't bet on sports, and there's no lines out there for Rush games whatsoever.
Yeah. So if you guys want to gamble, you got to meet me by the doors.
Yeah, we don't bet on sports. 100%. We cannot.
I mean, they don't.
We're not the NFL where the guys, they're what? Who was it? Who was the Lions wide receiver that got busted for Jamison Williams busted for betting in the team facility, and all he had to do was walk across the street and get out of there, right? Yeah, it was wild. Our guys are dialed in, and can't do it.
That app, Kalshi, you can bet on anything. I would love for Rush to be in there and be like, "Is there going to be a fight this round?" I'd be like, "All right, man, let's put $100 on it."
It's interesting, right? Because you look at the DraftKings and the big companies, right?
Yeah.
And they're investing millions and millions and millions of dollars in the NFL, and you see it on the NHL broadcast too. And it's like, well, the NFL and the Big Four are taking all the money, and then but there has to be some what's the word I'm looking for? Some we can't have point shaving systems and stuff that the NBA went through, right? They do have to protect it, but yeah.
Yeah, because then players start to get shady.
Correct.
Correct. It is a smaller community too, so I'm pretty sure there will be tons of leaks. Yeah, there will be tons of leaks.
Yeah.
So Thursday night, sponsored by Granite Automotive.
That's right. One of our biggest and most favorite partners. We have a lot of them, but I'm not just saying it because you're wearing the Granite Automotive shirt, but they're incredible partners, and we love them.
Yeah, you guys do really good around here. Whoever's handling your guys' sales is you guys got a lot of good companies around here that are involved in sponsoring Rush.
We are extremely fortunate, right? And Rapid's not a big, like I said, it's not a big market by any means. I think all of our partners who are on board with us, and it doesn't matter in what capacity, right? Or whether it's, doing some food trade for the players during training camp, or the Lives and the Granites and Black Hills Energy, and I'm not going to continue to list all of them because I'll leave somebody off. But
there's a lot.
I think the biggest thing is they understand, and they get it, and they have a means and a way to support sports in Rapid City, and there's no other show in town, and during the winter, right? Unless when the rodeo comes in, and they understand for us to be here long term, which we signed a 5-year lease extension last off season, capital improvements coming to the arena.
Yeah.
That for the betterment of the community and to give everybody here in town something to do during the winter, they support it, and we are extremely lucky and fortunate to have everybody on board that believes in that and wants us to be successful as well.
Were you nervous about that when you were negotiating a new 5-year contract? Were you like, if this doesn't work out, there's not a lot of places for the Rush to go. So
nope.
Yeah. So when you're negotiating this, if they say no, it's pretty much done.
No. We, the arena stood firm on some of their things,
Right.
and we stood firm on where we were at.
You're
Right.
finding a common ground.
Correct.
But I mean, them being the monument, they can kind of push you into a corner.
A little bit, yeah.
But then you got to push back a little.
We also provide 36 events for them, and not just 36 games, other stuff that in programming that we have going on there too. So we bring a lot of business to them, right? But the biggest, I don't want to say hurdle, but one of the biggest sticking points was capital improvements to the arena. That ice arena is 18 years old, and there's a lot of stuff that has not been touched or updated in 18 years. And we went to them as like, if we're going to invest long term and stay here for a long time with you guys, we need something back and invest in us. And they did. And I'm excited to see it all come about this summer and be ready for opening night next year.
That's a lot of work, man.
That's on them. That's on them to get it all done. But yeah, I mean, any negotiation, right? Whether it's lease extensions, it can always get a little hairy. But we worked on it, and we wanted to be here long term, and they wanted us here long term as well. And we found that middle ground, and it's going to work for everyone. And the new scoreboard that's coming in is going to be incredible. 2 new scoreboards, actually, the one on the south end, and then we're adding one on the north end as well. It's going to be great. Seen all the renderings and the mock-ups, and it's the stuff that we're going to be able to do with that. Is something that you see at the NHL level and all the other new arenas that are getting built throughout the country. We can finally bring that here too. And it's going to be a lot more interactive stuff, not only from a partner standpoint, but from a fan engagement standpoint as well. And it's going to be awesome.
Good.
And I always, we can finally get rid of the TVs that are on the 4 TVs, 2 on each side of Section A, Section S, that probably cost $4,000 on a Black Friday special at Best Buy 18 years ago. And they're finally going to go, and everyone's going to be happy. And yeah, it's going to be great.
You gotta get rid of that cheap stuff. For those of you that haven't made it out to a hockey game this season yet, this weekend is the perfect time. And this isn't just a sales thing either. Like, it's a good time. And whether you go for a couple beers or food or whatever, like, there's a lot of people that like love taking their kids and stuff, and just a hot date. Take a hot date.
Best date spot in Rapid City in the winter if you're looking for something to do.
Saturday, you guys have Fight Cancer.
Yep, Rush Fights Cancer, our annual. It's been going on long before. I mean, whether it's baseball, hockey, soccer, every team does some sort of version of this. And Saturday night is ours, and it has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for the Cancer Care Institute and Monument Health Foundation. And it's something that terrible disease has affected and touched everybody in some way or another. Somebody or personally went through it or whatever, and it's our way to give back and raise a bunch of money and pay tribute to maybe some people we've lost or some people who are currently fighting, whatever that disease is doing to them.
Yeah, my sister just got diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer.
So it's ago. Like I said, somebody knows somebody has been affected, and it's awful shit.
It's going around. It's going around. It's like, it's just crazy nowadays. I know more people, and I'm not even that old. I'm like 45. And I know people with Alzheimer's and cancer, and they're like 10 years older.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy.
Take care of your health.
Yes.
People. If they want to get tickets, where can they find tickets at?
Easiest way to do it is rapidcityrush.com, and it's point and click. You can't miss it.
Okay. Good.
If you're looking for tickets, we make it real easy to find.
You got a message for Rush Nation?
Thank you. Right. We're in the middle of March right now, and we're making a push towards the playoffs, and, we're on the outside looking in, but we wouldn't be able to put on a product and put on a game without their support. Right. And last Saturday, Military Appreciation, we sold it out. First sellout we've had in a long time. That wasn't a school day, kids day game.
Good.
And that was not, was it because of Military Appreciation? Yes. And what that game means to this city and this community and everything around here and everything else that's going on too.
It's lots of support.
But it was awesome to do it on that night because of everything else that was going on at the arena. We had a 7:05 Rush hockey game. Monster trucks were going on. There was a youth soccer tournament going on. and there was, Rapid's not big by any means, right?
Right.
I think half the city was in the Monument Complex at some point. But it was awesome to see. We packed it in. Would have loved to have gotten the win for everybody that night, but again, we're not able to do what we can and put on a product and put on a game without people showing up and supporting us. So we love everyone and appreciate everybody for coming out.
All right. I got tons to talk about, but this is good. I hope to have you on again.
Absolutely,
so we can talk more.
No, thank you.
Take care, Rush Nation, Rapid City, Black Hills. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you guys next time.